Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. Today I'm doing a very special tag. This is the St. Patrick's Day tag, and I was tagged by my friend Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. Kelly did this tag this weekend, and she also did another St. Patrick's Day tag a couple of years ago, and she put a link to that in the notes to her tag as well. And so I'm going to put both of them in the notes to my video as well. But I'm doing the tag that Kelly did just this year. I think the other one is from 2023, she said. So this tag was created by Taylor at Book Afflicts Taylor. I'll include, if I can, I'll include a link to that video also. So the first prompt is your favorite green colored book or movie. Kelly this month is featuring not only Irish books but also Irish movies. So I'm going to feature two of my favorite green books. I have Circle of Friends by Maeve Binchy, Irish writer. And I have Permanent Verb, poems by my friend and our fellow booktuber, Gareth Howells of Book Songs and Other Magic. This is a collection of his original poetry, and it is a beautiful green book. Okay, number 2, your favorite St. Patrick's Day themed book or movie. Well, the first thing that came to my mind, actually two things came to my mind, but book-wise, Thomas Cahill's How the Irish Saved Civilization. And there are whole chapters in this book that are not about St. Patrick's Day, but about St. Patrick himself. So that came to mind. And then also just a little personal story that I thought that I would share. My Irish grandmother, the one that I have spoken about many times on the channel, the one whose home I went to find in Ireland, she came to this country in 1913 at the age of 17 years old, and she was traveling alone. And she arrived in New York in March of 1913. And she was coming into New York City during a St. Patrick's Day parade. And my very young grandmother, 17, thought that this was the most magnificent thing she had ever seen. And she thought that this was what the New Yorkers did to welcome the Irish as they were getting off the boats coming to this country. And that story has just always had a very special place in my heart. That's what I think of when I think of St. Patrick's Day. Number 3, Corned Beef and Cabbage, a book or a movie that made you hungry. I've talked recently quite a bit about Travis Baldry's Legends and Lattes, a book about the creation of a coffee shop by a battle-weary orc named Viv. And in this coffee shop, there is a little character, a little creature named Thimble. And Thimble makes the most delicious cinnamon rolls and other pastries for the coffee shop. And every time Baldry describes what Thimble is cooking or baking and describes the scent, I feel like I have to go get something to eat. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, number 4, Four-Leaf Clover, a book or item that was a rare good luck find. Well, I've talked in many, many videos about my love of J.D. Salinger's novel, The Catcher in the Rye. But when I was in high school, I went to a book sale that was held in my town library, and I found this old copy of The Catcher in the Rye. It went for only 50 cents. It was a Signet paperback. It's not a first edition, but it's a very early edition. And, you could pay quite a bit for this book today. I think this one was, this one was from 1961. So, it's already, the book had been out for many years, but it was a pretty special, rare find, and I got it for next to nothing. Okay. Number 5, Irish Whiskey, a book so bad that you would need a drink to get over it. I don't have a copy of the books, but I've talked about these on the channel also. I was reading the first 2 of the Sarah J. Maas Court of Thorns and Roses books, and then whatever the second one was for the Banned Book Challenge. And I absolutely defend her right to write these books and to have these books published and sold and read and in libraries. But, they were not my cup of tea. And, I just didn't think they were really particularly well written. So I don't like to diss books on the channel, but to answer that prompt, I would, I've given the books away, so I wouldn't say I needed a drink to get over it, but you get the point. Okay, number 6, Irish Dancing, a book so good it made you want to dance in excitement. Well, I've talked about this a lot too, but this is a book that just fills me with joy, and that's Ronan Hession, an Irish writer, Leonard and Hungry Paul. And my book group just discussed this past week, and as I've said in other videos, I've given this book out at least 5 times as a gift. It's that good. Okay, number 7, Ireland, a book that made you travel to a different country. And then Kelly says in parentheses, travel in your mind or in real life. Haha. So one book that I have that I don't think I've ever talked about this on the channel is David Damrosch's Around the World in 80 Books. And this was given to me, this was a gift from a very, very dear friend. And what this is, David Damrosch is a professor of English in actually the Department of Comparative Literature at Harvard. And what he's done here is he's taken major cities all around the world. So we've got London and Paris and Krakow and Venice and Florence and Cairo, and it goes on and on. The Congo, different places in Israel and Palestine, Tehran, Calcutta, Shanghai, Beijing, Tokyo, Mexico, Guatemala, Brazil, Colombia, and then a couple places in Bar Harbor, in the U.S., New York, and for under each place he discusses several, sometimes 5 or 6 famous, at least 5 for every one, books that were written in or about those cities. So this is just a beautiful discussion of world literature. So that was one that I wanted to talk about, and the other was a book that I have definitely mentioned before, and this is Nuala O'Fwelon's Are You Somebody? The Accidental Memoir of a Dublin Woman. And I read this last spring as I was intensely reading all things Irish, and this memoir just spoke to me in a really, really profound way, and just real. I mean, I knew I was going to Ireland, and I was really excited about the Ireland trip, but this just confirmed that, that we were, that I couldn't wait to get there. And I really identified with her. And then I went off on this deep dive into all of her written works as well. So that is a book that just helped me along in my desire to go to Ireland. And then number 8 is The Pub, a meeting place in a book you would love to go to. I have a few for that. Again, in the Travis Baldree books, this is actually the prequel to Legends and Lattes, but it was written afterwards or published afterwards. And that's Bookshops and Bone Dust. And I love the bookshop in this novel, and that would be a place I think I would like to hang out. I recently read for the Clifford D. Simak reading project. I recently read The Goblin Reservation, and there's a pub/restaurant in here called The Pig and Whistle. And several important scenes in the novel take place there, and it just sounds like a really fun place. And it sounds like such a fun place that Sean D. Standfast, actually named our Simak reading group the Pig and Whistle Clifford D. Simak Reading Group. And then another place that I have often said I would love to go to. I've been reading for many years the Louise Penny Chief Inspector Armand Gamache series. This is the first in the series, Still Life. And most of the books in the series, not all, but most, take place in a little village called Three Pines. I would love to go to Three Pines. I would love to go to all of the places in Three Pines. But there is also a little restaurant. It's called The Bistro, that is owned by two of the main characters, among the townspeople in Three Pines. And that has often seemed like a place that I would like to go to, a place I go to in my imagination. Okay, and then finally, tag some people. Well, we still have a little bit of time before St. Patrick's Day. So if you're watching this and you would like to do this tag, please consider yourself tagged. And in addition, as I always do, I'm going to tag a bunch of people in the notes below in the event that some would like to do this this week for St. Patrick's Day. I think it's really fun. I was really excited when I saw Kelly's videos and when she tagged me on the one that she did this weekend. I wanted to jump right in and get this out before St. Patrick's Day. So, as always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.